move to the next topic, the final one, and that is this musty, crusty, dusty Elon Musk. Now, I'm gonna say this. I wasn't the type that, I wasn't 100% against everything he was doing. At first, I guess I didn't know too much about Elon. I mean, I know a lot of people started hating him a lot once he started, supporting Trump, of course, but I'm not trying to dig into that. That's not really the center of attention. But what's bothering me right now, you know what? I'm not sure on all that. I'm not sure if Elon and Trump are on good terms again or not. But it seems like to me, Trump tends to be the type that once you don't effed up, he ain't. I said, once you don't effed up, he's not giving you another chance. I don't know. He seems like that type to me. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they have. But the issue I have with him is his insane technology that he got going on. This supercomputer that he has built. And he's actually done some of this activity unlawfully. And basically, it's poisoning the air up in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. And that's the reason why this ugly ass nigga got me stopped right now. Because I understand you're saying it's going to bring more jobs and all this crap that you're saying, but come on. Y'all done lied to us so many times, right? And then on top of that, more than likely you're going to have your AI jobs do most of them, the damn jobs. It's not going to be actually human. Then you're polluting the air. That's the biggest issue. And then of all the cities, you want to come your ass to here, Memphis, and do this shit. So that's my issue I have with this nigga. But I have a video where, they basically are talking about some of this issue that, some of the things that he is doing here. And also, according to Elon, he has said out that ancient Egypt, Memphis, from ancient Egypt, was actually here in the city of Memphis. And it's crazy. I actually seen a map that's saying that America is actually, the land that the Bible is speaking of, Egypt. And if you really pay attention, all of the things that the Bible describes, the Great River, the pyramid, and a bunch of other things, is here in America, but we just kind of didn't see it that way. But that's not really what I'm here to discuss. I really want to bring up what he is doing here in Memphis, and we need to push his little ass out. That ain't cool. So, and then a lot of us has said things about, because the elderly has saying that the toxins that he's putting in the air is causing people to get symptoms that you typically get from smoking. People who smoke a lot. But they was like, these people that are catching it, they never smoked a day in their life. They don't smoke, but some kind of way they're catching it. And it was like this started once Elon brought in this supercomputer.
Keyshawn Pearson, Executive Director of Memphis Community Against Pollution. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Keyshawn, let's begin with you, as you're quoted all over about what's happening in your community, Memphis, Tennessee, where Dr. King was assassinated April 4th, 1968. Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm going to say this, though, just to put this out here. I don't know why she got to bring up that Dr. King was assassinated here. I mean, shit, you didn't have to add that. That was unnecessary. I don't know if you... I don't know about y'all or the Memphis people, but I took that as a shot. You have to announce that.
Elon Musk wants to build, is trying to expand Colossus. Explain what's happening in the community response and what you're planning to say today at the health department hearing.
What's happening in Memphis is a human rights violation. Elon Musk and XAI are violating our human right to clean air and a clean, healthy environment. Today, I plan to address the Shelby County Health Department in stating that this has not been a transparent process. This has been done in a clandestine way. And this is not the way that we can move forward healthily for our community. We need justice in processing. We need justice in the process. We need redress and repair. We don't need continual pollution. We've seen this story before, where polluters come to our city, whether it has been TVA and their Valero plant, sterilization services and their ethylene oxide plant. We have continued to be looked at as the path of least resistance. Today, I will make and explain to our Shelby County Health Department that we are not the path of least resistance. We are a resilient community that deserves the human rights of clean air, clean water, clean soil, and a healthy environment. We should not continue to bear the burden of the negative health impacts of this facility and its rapid pace and movement. A phrase and a term coined by Leah Thomas, environmental intersectionalism.
Let me ask you,
explains
Keith,
how
I want to ask you, Elon Musk claims he chose the former Electrolux building in Memphis because he wanted to get his AI applications up as fast as possible within 122 days. He decided to use the abandoned building instead of a brand new one. Can you talk about what Electrolux was before the process it took for Musk's company XAI to purchase the building?
Electrolux was a company that scammed the city of Memphis. Electrolux came to our city and promised jobs, promised prosperity, similar to what XAI is doing, and then they left. They left without fulfilling.
Like always, they come here, and when I say come here, I'm not talking about the city of Memphis in general, but just in general throughout the history of, us. Because keep in mind, Memphis is a predominantly black city. They come make promises saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, this is going to help you with this, this is going to help you with that. And then, of course, when the time comes, we get the short end of the stick, like always. So this is nothing different. Elon is going to try to suck us dry of the resources that we do have. And then once he's done, he's going to just push it to the side.
On the promise of jobs, they left without fulfilling the tax recommendations and the taxes that they said that they would provide that would elevate our community. They made promises and then they left and abandoned us. This is the same process that we've seen Elon Musk do in Texas as well as California. He will create a plan and then he will leave. And so what we're seeing right now is that this continual process is continuing to happen with a new tenant. Electrolux provided him the facility, and he is scamming the city of Memphis while putting out pollution.
Keyshawn, I want to introduce your brother. This is an interesting insight.
Yeah, I don't want to bore y'all too much by playing the whole thing. I mean, if you're interested in seeing the entirety of this, I can share it in the description of when I cut the videos up. But yeah, just shedding a little light on what is happening. And it's really sad that he's coming here and he's doing this, because it's already starting to take an effect on people, and getting them sick. And then on top of that, he's only going to use that to his advantage. It's not going to benefit us. I'm pretty sure of that. And then, the rise of AI is already growing rapidly. And he's going to put his AI robots to work, put us out of business. And then on top of that, our mayor, from what I could understand, sold us out. I mean, obviously I live in Los Angeles, really, but I still pay attention to what's going on back home as well, because my family and friends live there and I'm from here. So, but yeah, it's really sad what this little nigga is doing. Yeah, they probably gonna do a lot of gentrification for sure. To be honest with you, they have been trying to do that for quite a while now. I think we just won't move out as quickly as they want us to. But yeah, they've been trying to, like the area where I'm from, originally it was called Whitehaven, but we don't change it to Blackhaven because black people have lived here for so long. But slowly but surely, we are seeing a lot of different ignorant groups moving into here, because each time, since I've been living in LA, if I go up, a good little while from being home, like really paying attention, when I do come back and stay for a while, I notice a lot of other different ethnic groups are living here. Like even Asians are starting to come in here. And Asians were not here before I moved to LA. So they're definitely starting that process. Dude, what are you talking about? Yeah, this might be just on here saying crazy stuff, bro. Just be starting crazy crap. And the thing is, I don't understand how you're not in school right now. Vance tell Musk to stay loyal to Trump, Republican Party, and third party speculation. He got such a face that you would want to practice keeping your pimp hands strong. Hello, who is he talking about there? Same story. They get the black populated cities sick with cancer from those warehouses and types of business. I've heard that about Egypt too. Hold on, All-In, where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not sure if I asked you that before. We have to ignore Elon because he liked to steer the pot. Nah, we can't ignore his ass here. That motherfucker putting heat down here. Would you say this is as bad as the water situation in Flint, Michigan? Oh boy, I don't know. But one thing that I am concerned with is he going to mess up our water supply that's here? Because actually, Memphis, we have some of the best water in the country. And that's actually part of the reason why he wanted to come here. Elon Musk has already given up on plans to start his own party and instead look to back Vance in 2028. They fake us, use our local representatives against us, and those jobs will not work for us. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for any human in general. I think it's going to work I think he's going to put his robots to work. So it's just going to put us out of work with, him getting what he wants. And we just going to get pushed to the side. Man, I just saw the finale of BMF. I see why y'all was roasting that shit and why neither MovieBot or Rudy P. Magic covered that shit. How the F did B I'm guessing you meant be Mickey. Be snitchy. Oh, that's what you tried. Be snitchy, baby, Baba fall in love with him. That's what I said, bro. I'm not trying to dig into that right now, but that is crazy. I tried to get that shit a chance. Yeah, I told you, bro. It's bad. DeMarcus swear we ain't. That redlining system was, in fact, years ago. They wait our grandparents out to die so that they can take the land back. I don't think they're going to be successful at it this time, though, all in. Okay, so all in, you think Texas is the most racist state? What part of Texas, if you don't mind me asking that? I don't know. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time in Texas. But I mean, typically when you think of the most racist states, I mean, you think Virginia, Mississippi. But I tell you, Mississippi don't play. Them niggas don't play down there. And it's crazy. Living in the Haven in Memphis, Mississippi is right there. Like it's like an hour and a half, possibly 2 hour walk, but we could just walk right into Mississippi. That's how close I am to them. So, them niggas, you get caught doing anything, they looking to arrest you. They don't play around. So if Texas is more racist than Mississippi, that's crazy. And then of course, Virginia, they got their little thing, the Commonwealth. Then you got Tennessee got their things too. Tennessee ain't no joke, especially certain parts. Then you got racist ass Arkansas. I don't know. I was talking about Elon when I said you'll want to practice keeping your pimp hand. Oh, okay, I got you. Ronna, what's good, dude? Thanks, Jay, for covering this topic. I am from North Memphis, now living in Southeast. I am pissed about this Mustang. Most things about Memphis is effed up. See, this is another guy that's from Memphis and he's currently living here, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. We got to push this little ass nigga out, bro. Because like what he's doing is just, Hey, I was gonna mention Alabama. I got caught up in mid-sentence. Alabama is absolutely racist. Texas got a high school whose name is the Cotton Pickers. Damn. What? Is it a black school? That is crazy. That is crazy. Is that a black school, bro? My grandfather told us because Texas acts like they not racist, the good old boys. Well, I'm going to say this. I got pulled over in Texas not too long ago. And I don't know. The guy, he was cool. Dude, to be honest with you, every time I'm driving, because some of the time, I know y'all might think I'm crazy, but some of the times, instead of taking a flight, I drive from LA to Memphis. And when I do, you would think a new movie of The Fast and the Furious is being shot. And lately, I know to be able to escape, do my thing and get on through there. But this time, these folks been catching me lacking. But I actually got some pretty good officers that, that wasn't too bad. Let's say that. Oh, we definitely, I mentioned Mississippi. That's who I nominated as probably number one. Mississippi is bad. I don't care what none of y'all say. No, it ain't no Virginia hate, nigga. You know good damn well. When I was stuck in Virginia for 2 weeks. So many goddamn plantation houses there, good damn well is there. Don't try it. There is no escaping racism. It is in the DNA of this country. The U.S. never recovered from the Civil War. Okay, so maybe that'll be a hot topic that I can dive into a little bit more tomorrow's morning show, because that is a thing for sure. I have a lot of different multitude of thoughts when it comes to that. But yeah, it bothers me when people try to act like it doesn't exist yet. But I also will say, I think a lot of us, unfortunately, handicaps ourselves crying racism too much. Because at the end of the day, you know it's here. Learn how to move. Learn how to deal with it and not let it affect how you live. Be smart. Like I said, you got to know how to move because you know it's here. But you can't let that be the reason, like, oh man, they racist, bro. They ain't going to let us do that. They ain't going to let me do that. You limiting yourself because we really are the most powerful people on the planet. But it's not until we realize that as a whole, collectively, that we can really get out of it. We got to stop, giving them too much power. We give them too much power by saying all this stuff. Yeah, that nigga live in Virginia. Yeah, actually, All In got a really, really nice voice. I don't know. I didn't really listen out for, hold on. What part of Texas you said again? I actually got a lot of friends that's from Texas, more so Houston. But yeah, I got a lot of friends from Texas that I met living in LA, more so. Okay, so all that you're saying that Texas, they got it, they sneaky with it. So if that's the case, their racism is very similar to California's racism. I was thinking since, Texas is a red state, they would be more blunt about it. Because me personally, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I would prefer the upfront. Because you kind of know what it is. I would love to know what I'm dealing with than to deal with somebody that's sneak attacking me. Like I love to describe it all the time as I would have deal with a wolf than a snake, because you know what the wolf is there for, but the snake might be sneaking up on you. Or you can compare it to a wolf or a fox. The fox love to make friends with you, to trick you, fool you like he's one of you. Or he's just a homie, but in actuality, he's a snake in the grass. So yeah, I much rather deal with that. So I'll take Tennessee racism any day over California's racism. Because how they be racist in California, they'll set the prices certain places and stuff like that, make you pay 3 times the rent, push you into certain neighborhoods and stuff like that, by making sure that you don't qualify to live in the nicer neighborhood. Like the rent is already $3,000 something. Then they saying you got to make 3 times the rent. Then you got to have a certain credit qualification. It's a lot of things they put in place that they know most average Black people don't qualify for, so they keep us out by doing it. Okay, so you're in Dallas. Cool. So I haven't been in actually, you know what's great? I actually got family that's not too far in Dallas. They're in Fort Worth. So I actually be over there some of the time in that area. But yeah. I didn't know it was really like that though. I mean, that's I think that's the first hearing of it. But then again, like I said, majority of my people that I know that I'm friends with are more so southern Texas, Houston area. Still sundown towns. I ain't gonna lie to you, all in. So on my way, it's crazy. I'm actually going. No, we cool. We an hour 26. This segment is a lot longer than others, but that's cool. But on my way back, when I was driving up to Memphis, I got caught up in Texas. It was the upper part. I don't know what part of Texas it was. I know it wasn't Dallas because I wasn't quite down south farther enough to I was at the very top of Texas. All I know is whatever part I was in, it had got windy as hell at one point, then it stopped. Then I had to stop for gas. I don't know. It's like the energy there just shifted for me. And it just looked like somebody with a sheet on was getting ready to pop out the wood. So I don't know. Like I said, I can't tell you what part of Texas I was in, but like I said, it's at the very top. When you just, when you coming out of, when you just about to get to Oklahoma. So I was not that far from the state line when I was there. We as Black people have to think outside of the box and think 3 moves ahead of everyone. Yeah, we always have. And that's the way we need to be moving, bro. And our biggest thing too, is we got to realize that we got to put ourselves first. I think that's a major issue in our community. And like I said, I'm going to save most of it I probably will make a segment tomorrow. But we don't put ourselves first, unlike the other ignorant groups. Let's be real. The other ignorant groups that do actually own a lot of things, they put their communities first. Like, especially like the Asian community. And the Arabs too. They're all of them. Fuck it. The only way they go, like, they're not shopping with Black businesses. The only time they're shopping with Black businesses, if we have something unique that only we have. They can't get it from their community. That's the only way they're really coming our way. Us, I'm finna go eat me some Chinese. Let me go get me some Mexican food. And this is no attack on none of these communities. I want to make that clear. But I'm just saying, that's how we think. Or not just with food. We'll go buy clothing from them. Our women, we go get our sisters go and get their nails and stuff from them. And their hair and all of that. We put way too much money in their communities and nothing in ours. We were the same way, only dealt with our people for the majority of businesses. And then on top of that, we complain too much. But like I said, I don't want to dig too much. I'm going to say that for tomorrow. But I got a lot to say when it comes to that. They are deep in the country areas, still sundown towns. I feel the same way about racism. I'd rather know what I'm dealing with. Facts. To your point, that's why my grandfather said the most racists hide it. Yes, and they're the most dangerous. I was one of the first Black children to attend Valentine Elementary. You've heard of it? Yeah, I have. We still identified as colored. I remember when we became Black. See, that's the thing. It's, Ronald, I would love to, have you up and have a conversation with you about that. Because I knew that. That's something I used to tell people. Because I remember my granddad telling me that, on his birth certificate, it says colored. It doesn't say Black. Because folks got to keep remembering that. To be honest, I would love for us eventually to get away from Black, especially African American. But yeah, we got to get away from that stuff and start getting our identity about ourselves. Because this Black thing is just a color. That's the reason why when, Caribbean or Africans come here, they don't a lot of them, they might resonate with black when it's, you know, when it's beneficial to them. But for the most part, they're going to identify with what they are. If they're Jamaican, they're going to say they're Jamaican. If they're Haitian, they're going to say they're Haitian. If they're, you know what I'm saying, from South Africa, they're going to say they're, what, I don't know what they're called. But anyways, if they're Ethiopian, they're going to say they're Ethiopian. Y'all get my point. Because those are actual, you know, nationalities. We don't have that. So that's something that we actually have to change as well, for them to actually, for you know, other groups to actually start taking it seriously. What's worse, being called the N-word or color? The N-word. In 2022, California had the most hate groups. Montana per capita. I heard it on a video that Idaho has the most. Like I told you, but and you know something else is wild? Living in Memphis and also moving to other parts of, you know, traveling to other parts of Tennessee, and even being in Mississippi the times I've been there, I was never called the N-word by someone until I moved to California. That's the truth. That's the first time it's ever happened. You like the wolf versus snake analogy? Yeah, for sure. The other groups have been given help. I've worked for the government and see the leg up they get. Oh yeah, they absolutely get. That's what I meant by. Like I say, I'm gonna say that we're gonna definitely retouch on this tomorrow. I drove to Houston twice in 2023 and to Chicago last year. I will not drive at night. Will only stop in the city. I'm not gonna lie to you. I be driving at night. And I be stopping whenever I stop. It might not be the smartest of things. Maybe I need to stop doing that. But I gotta get myself more familiar with, you know, where I'm at. But see, when I made that stop and I felt like, you know, somebody in the seat might show up. That was you know, I didn't stop to take a rest or nothing there. I just had to stop for gas and then kept it pushing. Self-hating racism. Oh yeah, a lot of that is here. Unfortunately, a lot of us stereotypes ourselves. Look at ourselves as, you know, certain things that hinders. But like I said, I'll do a segment about that to dive into that deeper. We're mulattoes on the census as of the 1900s. I'm sick of white folks claiming to be American and everybody else is some hibernated, which is crazy because we were here first. They know that. Some of them might be ignorant and don't know it, but we were here first. It was not. But that's more of what I'll touch on in the next show. That's wild because I have a cousin that lives in Idaho. You actually know somebody in Idaho? That's crazy. Anyways, she wants me to come and visit, and that will not happen. Oh boy. But yeah, man, good stuff today, people. I really appreciate everybody stopped through, sharing your opinion, you know, spending your morning, whether you're at work or you just at the comfort of your home, spending your morning with me in this time. But yeah, I didn't expect you know, this segment like this to break out like that, but it's definitely something that needs to be, you know, spoke on. And like I said, the new podcast that I'm going to start, I think this will be a good thing. That'll be a great open space for us to talk about things such as that. The name of that segment will be called Black Chat Chronicles. That's the name that I got for it. So yeah, that's definitely something that, you know, I would love for people to tune in to whenever, you know, have time to. And like I said, I'm actually looking for people to come up and do it with me. Like you especially people that's open that wants to, get into the YouTube space. This can be a ticket in. Everybody will get their own copy of it to put on their channel. I'll help you promote it and stuff like that. And you know what's crazy? I think right now I have more women than men, which is kind of crazy because I thought it would be easier for me to get the men. But as of now, I think I have more women. But I would love to have 5 solid women and 5 solid men, including myself. So basically 4 more solid dudes. Right, we was here first, which means no black people should have to work a job. Just think we live on the richest land on earth. Yeah, bro, they know they owe us a lot of stuff. And then the thing that bothers me, man, like I said, bro, I gotta say this. I gotta say this for another segment. Because as long as I stay here, I'm gonna keep going on and on before I know it. This is gonna be a 2 to 3 hour segment, and I gotta go ahead and get some other stuff done. And I still really ain't slept yet. But like I said, and Haiti Smith, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but appreciate you stopping through. But I'm definitely gonna open up a segment for tomorrow's show, so the people, if you are available tomorrow to come through same time, we will have an individual time period where we address things like that. It doesn't make sense to me how the U.S. is the richest country yet has the most problems. I won't say the U.S. has the most problems. I just think we as the people, to a degree, are, entitled to a degree. I'm got to keep it real. If you go to these other countries, you'll quickly find out they have way more issues. But this is the thing. Us as the melanated people as the real chosen people of the planet. They're going to do any and everything they can to, keep a leash around our neck because they understand they control the true currency, which is us. We are the true currency. They can control the world. They understand that. I'm like Scarface. I wish I could save everyone, but I'm a dreamer. Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna hold up here, people. Like I said, appreciate everybody that stopped through. Of course, I will be available again after hours tonight, 11 o'clock Central. So anybody that, if you have time, stop through for that. But as of now, I'm gonna go ahead and check out. And I'm gonna see y'all a little. Yeah, Talia, you missed it. I'm getting ready to go, get up out of here. But I'm gonna catch y'all at 11. And I'm gonna holler at y'all.